Why do some people walk into a room and everyone seems to like them? They're not always the funniest, they're not always the richest, and they're definitely not always the best looking. So, what's their secret? For decades, psychologists have studied why we're attracted to certain people, and they've uncovered something fascinating. The people we call naturally attractive usually aren't relying on luck. They're unknowingly taking advantage of a handful of psychological principles that make people feel comfortable, connected, and understood. Today, you'll learn 5 of them. And trust me, number 4 completely changed how psychologists think about first dates. Let's start with something that happens before you even open your mouth. Imagine you meet 2 strangers. One walks in with good posture, makes eye contact, smiles, and looks well put together. The other avoids eye contact, slouches, and looks like they got dressed in the dark. Who do you immediately assume is friendlier, smarter, more trustworthy? Here's the crazy part. You've never spoken to either of them. That's called the halo effect. Your brain sees one positive quality and automatically fills in the blanks. Someone who simply looks confident is often assumed to be kinder, more capable, and yes, more attractive. It's basically your brain making educated guesses, whether they're true or not. The good news? You don't need perfect genetics. Standing up straight, smiling genuinely, making eye contact, and taking care of yourself can dramatically change the story someone's brain tells about you before you've even said hello. But first impressions only get you through the front door. Staying there is a completely different challenge, and the next principle explains why some crushes take weeks or even months to develop. Here's one of psychology's strangest discoveries. The more often you see someone, the more likely you are to like them, even if you've barely spoken. Psychologists call this the mere exposure effect. It's one reason people develop crushes on classmates, coworkers, or someone they always see at the gym. Your brain loves what's familiar, because familiar usually feels safe. Now, obviously, don't start accidentally showing up everywhere your crush goes. That's not psychology, that's stalking. The point is much simpler. Real attraction often isn't instant. Sometimes it's built through dozens of small interactions over time, which is actually good news, because it means one awkward conversation usually isn't the end of the world. Have you ever met someone and within minutes it felt like you'd known them forever? One reason is something called mirroring. When 2 people naturally connect, they often begin matching each other's body language, their speaking speed, even the words they choose. Most of the time, they don't even realize they're doing it. Your brain notices this subtle similarity and interprets it as, this person gets me. The important word here is naturally. If you obviously copy someone's every movement, they'll notice, and it'll be incredibly awkward. But if you genuinely listen, match their energy, and make them feel heard, people usually walk away remembering one thing. I really liked talking to them, even if they can't explain why. But making someone feel understood still isn't enough, because there's one psychological effect that can make an ordinary afternoon far more memorable than the perfect conversation. Imagine 2 first dates. One sits across from each other, awkwardly sipping coffee. The other rides roller coasters, gets lost hiking, or works together to escape an escape room. Which couple do you think is more likely to feel a stronger connection? Usually, the second. Here's why. Psychologists discovered something called misattribution of arousal. When your heart starts racing because you're excited, your brain can accidentally associate some of that excitement with the person standing next to you. In other words, sometimes it isn't just the date you remember, it's how your brain stored the emotions. People rarely remember every word you said, but they'll almost always remember how you made them feel. Finally, confidence, not arrogance, not pretending you're better than everyone else. Real confidence is simply being comfortable with who you are. And here's something fascinating. Emotions are surprisingly contagious. Psychologists call this emotional contagion. Spend enough time around someone who's constantly stressed, and you'll probably start feeling tense too. Spend time around someone who's calm, relaxed, and genuinely enjoying themselves, and your brain often starts matching that emotion instead. Confidence isn't attractive because it says, I'm amazing. It's attractive because it silently tells everyone else, you're safe to relax around me. Ironically, the people trying hardest to impress everyone are often the least impressive. The people who don't desperately need approval usually earn it naturally. So, what actually makes someone attractive? It isn't one magic trick, it's dozens of tiny psychological signals working together, making a great first impression, becoming familiar, helping people feel understood, creating memorable experiences, and being genuinely comfortable in your own skin. None of these can force someone to like you. And that's a good thing, because real attraction isn't about manipulating people. It's about becoming someone others naturally enjoy being around. Once you understand people, understand yourself, and understand your mind, you get an edge in life. Until next time, stay curious and a little less clueless.